Okay, thank you for bearing. That was weird. That was really strange. I don't know what happened, but we're back. So let's continue where we were.
Okay, so my thoughts, and I'm gonna like whisper this, but I'm not gonna actually whisper because it's already hard enough to hear me, is that we sneak to the mouth of the first, tunnel that we're in, right? And then while everyone else is sneaking out, I go and run 60 feet into a different tunnel, make a whole bunch of noise, and then run back to us.
Because you've
I
got the
like it.
movement speed for it.
You take all the risk and I make the escape. I'm here for it.
Yep. Sounds like the plan, man.
And actually, I'm gonna make a slight change. So Dan,
Yes.
I would like to run 50 feet into that tunnel, run back, and then run 20 feet into a different tunnel than all of the other tunnels previously mentioned here. And specifically, I'm going to run into the tunnel with the 2 copper pieces.
Okay. I'm trying to envision. Was the 2 copper pieces the tunnel you came down to get into here? Because I think it was.
2 copper pieces was in a tunnel that had a fork. It was the only tunnel that I saw that forked so far.
Okay. You do so, and to your great surprise, it brings you right back to where you are.
What do you mean?
You went in a circle, and you were back to where you were before you ran.
Did,
You
I don't.
unknowingly figured out that the 2 tunnels connect.
So I ran 40 feet or 50 feet into that tunnel.
Oh,
I ran
40,
back.
yes. How do I
Yeah?
put this? What I'm trying to say is the 2 tunnels connect, and they make a circle, and you deduce that through your.
Within that 50 feet.
Yes. It's actually a very,
Okay.
very short tunnel. I'm sorry. Without the map, it's hard to really show that.
Okay. So yeah, and it forks out, right?
Yeah, what it did was basically the tunnel went left and right, and no matter which way you go, it ends up in the cave with the spider. You went left, which means that you missed Guy originally, and you found the spider first. But if you'd gone right, you would have found Guy first and then found the spider.
Oh. Okay, I thought we went down a different one though.
I kind of left it up to the visual, I think, a little too much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
All right,
sorry.
that's fair.
That's my failure.
No worries.
No, man, yeah, I know what you were talking about. I think we're good.
Okay.
Okay. So, in that case, then not the one with the copper pieces, because I mean,
yeah,
we would have been already in that tunnel.
Yeah, that'll basically take you right back to where you were fighting the giant snake before. So this was like
yeah.
weird, like loop-de-loop cul-de-sac that branched off of that main cave / tunnel thing that you had to fight in. So yeah.
And that's what I was meaning is getting back to the main cul-de-sac there, and then making my little excursion.
Okay.
Except for it'd have to be a tunnel that I know doesn't dead end or turn into a giant water spout.
That's difficult because the other tunnels you didn't really go into. You set caltrops in them, but you didn't explore them.
I set caltrops on certain tunnels that the snake went into.
Yes.
So I'm just going to look for the nearest one with caltrops and run into that 50 feet.
Okay.
make a whole bunch of like running noises on the ground for a little bit,
Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter.
and then I'm gonna run back, and then spend that last 20 feet to go into yet a different tunnel, preferably getting to another one that had caltrops.
Okay.
And obviously, I'm probably only gonna make it to like the mouth of it, but just inside.
For the sake of not being an unsufferable DM, I'll say that works out just fine.
Okay.
It goes like this. Well, why don't you describe the running if you want to? But you do draw the attention of the snake as you were running around in that second to last tunnel.
So, yeah. While I'm there, do I see it or do I just hear it?
You just hear it. You feel a rumble, and it kind of like, I don't know how to describe the sound. Just a as it bursts out of a tunnel on the other side of the main cave, and it makes a very loud hissing sound that you do not understand because it's draconic.
So, while they're trying to sneak away, I'm hearing the snake, doing that. I'm coming back, and as I hear it like rumbling, I'm gonna be yelling, "Look, there's more gold this way!" But like in a voice where everyone else is like, "Why is he talking like that? He doesn't talk like that." And then I'm going to, like hide in that other little tunnel, and then hopefully, not get seen.
In the tunnel, and it takes about 5 to 10 seconds, and then you feel just a sudden, like it feels like an earthquake, just as the snake just bursts through a tunnel very close to yours, and let's see, it goes, and which you take as it probably went through some caltrops. It took some damage. Let's see how much damage it takes though, because I not rolled it. Ouch.
D4.
It takes
1.
It takes 1. Oh, I love it.
That's fine.
Yeah, it takes a whopping.
Doesn't matter.
1
Drew
damage.
blood.
Cool. You are. I know you can't see the map, but I got you in the tunnel. What are the rest of you guys doing? Are you gonna come on out?
Yeah, I'm nearly making my way to the exit.
Okay.
Sneakily, preferably.
That's over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And did I hear the same from Gary too? Is he trying to make it to the exit?
Nah.
Gary's the one trying to run around and
He's a hero. He's
Gary has to ensure that Guy is safe.
Oh. What a
And
dope.
Petal is more than happy to take advantage of that for his own purposes, like survival.
So,
Okay, wait. So are we rolling?
Hang on a second. I'm getting.
I should have asked this before I rolled.
No, it's okay to roll before asking.
No.
It doesn't hurt anything. Okay, so let me go ahead and adjust some things. I need to move the snake back to the token layer. Notice he's got a brand new token. How cool.
Yeah, I see that.
He burst through this tunnel. Gary is 2 tunnels south of him. You guys, the rest of you, including Tavoke, which had been, we assumed that he was with you, are emerging from your tunnel ever so stealthily. The head of the snake is sticking into the tunnel, not out, so he can't see you. You see his tail rather than his head sticking out of that tunnel, very slowly going inside. If you want to do something that requires a roll, you could tell me what it is, but
How injured does this snake look, if I had to guess?
you're like, man, this thing is maybe having a little bit of a bad day, but he is for sure still in the fight.
Alrighty, in that case, I would like to try to sneak past him and get down to the piton spike traps.
You got it. Stealth check.
I'm
please.
gonna follow Petal.
Is Elvira also following?
I assume she is, yes.
Oh, yes.
That'll be a 21, sir.
Dang. You're like silent as the grave.
And I will bonus
The
out.
rest of us are rolling too.
Yeah, if you want to stealth, you do. Yeah.
Okay, 11.
Let's hear Elvira's before I give.
7.
Okay. Petal went first, and he gets a few feet past the snake when Guy follows, and he kicks a rock and makes a little bit of a noise. Stops. Well, I guess I don't have to describe what do you do, Guy, when you make a sudden sound?
Freeze.
Okay. Elvira doesn't notice because she's looking at where she's walking instead of what's in front of her, and she bumps into you, and your armor makes a sound.
Well, it's leather armor.
It's not like it makes a sound.
What sound?
It makes a leather armor sound.
The impact of
Leather
armor. Punch your leather armor and tell me what that sound is, and then that's the sound it made.
It's like
It doesn't even make that much of a sound, but it for sure echoes in this cave.
it's like a
Yeah.
sound. Something like
Ah,
that.
yep. Okay.
It's not like a clang. It's a different kind of sound.
Mm-hmm.
And the tail of the snake like extends and starts feeling around a little bit. So you made it. So Petal is in the right spot. Guy, you are about here, and Elvira's right behind him.
Okay.
And the tail is like dangerously close to touching you.
Yeah, well, what's all this green stuff here in the middle?
Green, that's blue.
Okay, so that's water.
Yes, that's water.
Okay. How? Yeah, actually, yeah, probably don't want to step in that lake at all. Wait, so what's going on now?
You are dangerously close to the tail wavering back and forth, feeling in the cave.
Is it in front of us or behind us?
It's like right here. So east,
Okay.
you're going according to the map.
I only rolled a 7.
Right. Yeah, that was your stealth check that I narrated. Basically, like the two of you make it a certain distance, and then you make a noise, and it becomes alerted to your presence, and it's trying to like find you.
It was.
Okay, so wait, so does it know we're there?
I can't tell you that.
Or does it only... Okay.
I can't tell you that, no. Sorry.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So I'm in a tunnel with caltrops on it, right?
Correct.
Because that's what I was asking for.
Yep.
So I'm going to run about 60 feet in. Well, no, again, 50 feet, just to do my thing so that there's enough room to do the things I'm telling. And then I'm going to like scatter coins and go, there's so much gold here. But like the lowest coin value I have, and then run back and then go into a tunnel that does not have caltrops.
All of a sudden, the
And
snake just zooms forward deeper into that tunnel, disappearing out of sight.
Elvira's gonna run away
So am I.
toward the caltrops, back toward the engine, and everything as fast as she can.
Okay, you two make it about here, and then all of a sudden, boom! The snake just comes like a thunderbolt out of a cave very similar, or a tunnel very similar to the one you just left, and it hisses at the top of its lungs.
How does that even sound like?
I guess it'll. It's a turn of phrase. Come on.
Yes!
Hiss! I agree. I acknowledge that was a bad way to phrase it.
He hisses at the top of his teeth.
As opposed to the bottoms of his teeth?
Well, obviously,
I mean,
the bottom of his teeth.
He hit the side of his teeth.
Yes. Yes.
okay, so they're out now,
It would
right?
make sense if you understood your comic, but you don't. So,
they are basically at the python spikes.
Yes.
And 1 second here. Grab something. Secret, very secret.
Secret squirrel.
Yes. Secrets make friends. Wait, that's not how it goes.
Yeah, no, that's not how I
kids
do
don't make friends, but they do keep them.
it.
Oh no, I lost my game. I accidentally did a mouse shortcut and went back and lost the tabletop for a second there. And now it's giving me an ad for dynamic lighting. There we go.
Well, guys, I for one plan to honor Gary's selfless sacrifice and get out of here.
As you guys appear, you encounter a wizard, a woman
What?
with bluish skin who comes in. She's in the middle of holding a scroll in front of her and chanting. You're not sure exactly what's going on. I like that somebody moved the pythons.
Hey, don't be moving my pythons.
She does this as the snake advances closer towards you, and it gets very close to the python spikes. And it's rearing up in order to try to strike and reach after the group. And I like that Petal just zoomed out of the way right before I could pick him as the target.
You said I'm honoring Gary's sacrifice and getting out of here. I don't care who this purple-haired person is.
As you guys disappear into that tunnel, you're blinded. I know you're not facing towards this person who just came in. But you're blinded by just a light that is absolutely stunning. Enough to blind you. It's like a lightning bolt struck inside of the cave, and you hear kind of a thunder sound. It's not exactly thunder. This bolt of light, which Gary would probably see because he hasn't escaped yet, impacts the snake, and it recoils and makes this just unnatural, awful suffering sound. It's like a combination of a hiss and a whine and a shriek, like something you wouldn't expect to come out of a snake. And it knocks its head up against the top of the cave, which is unfortunate for it as the cave starts to collapse and the natural daylight from outside comes filtering in. It knocks it flat down across the pythons, and it gets impaled by several of them. It shrieks again and tries to. I was going to say scurry, but it doesn't have legs. Try to writhe back into its hole, and it's struggling to do so as it's bleeding. It's missing scales. It's being blinded by light. It's been bludgeoned by a cave collapsing in on it. It falls into the water and starts writhing like a worm that has fallen off the hook of a fisherman's tackle. Gary, you have not left the cave.
Gary is okay. The cave is actively collapsing, or it just like it did a little bit of shaky, and now it's done.
I'd say like a 15 by 15 square fell, and it's done collapsing, but it's letting
Okay.
all this brilliant daylight come into the cave.
Gary's good where he's at. Like, two things: less in danger now, and also needs to make sure that everyone gets out safely. No clue that this wizard person exists, but like he's got a little bit of time now.
Yeah, the wizard shouts to you, and you recognize the sound of a, I guess you'd say, a fair female voice, and she says, "Out of the cave! Out of the cave! Follow me! You must get out of here! It's voice crack. You must get out of here! It is dangerous! This is a dragon! You don't want to be fighting a dragon!"
Gary's gonna like pop out and check who it is, and I've got something prepared to say, but I'm gonna wait till I can see who it is, and more importantly, if they're human or not.
Yes. So I'm going to give you a picture. I will.
Oh, okay.
I know. I gotta describe it for you. It's a blue skinned woman with silvery light blue hair. She's wearing wizard robes. Actually, I got a description written for her now that I think about it.
Non-human magic user. Got
it. You detect the hint of elvish-looking ears, in particular.
Oh yeah.
Definitely something that is a race that none of you have seen, other than maybe Petals probably run into one of these before. Her hair is like floating as if there's a wind moving through the tunnel, but you guys know that there's been no wind in this tunnel.
Moon elf.
A what?
Moon elf.
Nope. Good try.
Okay.
She.
So.
Let's see here. Go ahead.
So, with that amount of knowledge, Gary's gonna like peek out, but from like the actual side of the mouth of the cave there, so that he's like kind of in climbing mode, and peeking over and looks at her and then goes, "Gary knows," and then immediately pulls back.
And by that you mean leave the cave?
No, I mean go back to like my little hiding spot there, which is definitely within my absurd movement speed.
Oh, okay. So you don't like this woman?
Gary's good. He has a mission.
Okay.
And he knows he can catch up to them because they're still within his movement speed, like right now.
Okay.
Oh, you are, man, but I dipped out. I'm in daylight.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm a little confused because when you said hiding spot, I thought you meant you go back into the cave. What do you mean?
So there's kind of two main sections there, right? One with water where it's writhing around.
Yeah.
In pain, in suffering, in daylight.
Oh,
which I already know it's weak to.
You mean going?
And then there's the one where the wizard person's at.
Yeah.
And so I'm going. There's like the little tunnel that I was hiding in.
Yeah.
And I'm just like I'm dipping right back into that tunnel. That's it.
Oh. I did not expect that at all. That was okay. All right. Well, your crew, your party has completely left, and the wizard follows them out. You hear the splashing and writhing of the snake dragon in the water, trying to get out, and it's failing miserably. It's shrieking in pain.
What are any of its scales or body parts around that I could like snag easily or cut off easily?
There's a big chunk of flesh on one of the python spikes.
Yeah, grabbing it, I'm gone.
And by gone, you mean out of the cave.
Yeah, I am catching up to them within, my full movement speed there, and yeah, I'm back.
Gary, as you come
I
out of the
quickly
cave,
turn around and I'm like, "Where's Gary? He was. Oh, there he is."
so
All right.
as
So,
you come out, you hear pedal
just for
going. We gotta
just for inventory's sake, how big is that flesh?
It's like a 10-pound, like pork, beef pot roast. I know it's a big pot roast. It's like a 10-pound chunk of meat. Let's put it that way.
Okay. All right.
I need guy.
What? What do I
No,
need to do?
I needed your token. I didn't have your token. Okay.
Why is there fire everywhere?
So
Freaking guesses.
you pop out and you find that your forest fire that you started has increased 20-fold, and basically every way that you could have left or come in previously has disappeared apart from one. And the wizard says, "No time to explain. I cleared a path from your forest fire that you so carelessly started. Follow me unless you want to burn."
Gary's gonna follow and raise his hand and be like, "My bad."
And she's like, "It's fine, I think, but let's get out of here." And she's
It's not so
Yeah,
it's not even his first or his second forest fire.
No, this is probably common.
You're a full-fledged arsonist at this point.
I think he's
I
like
mean, hear me out. Giant rainforest, it's gonna put it out.
Okay.
Tell that to Brazil.
She takes you out, and she's moving pretty quick. She's moving at a fast walking pace, if not a jog, and she's expecting you to keep up. She goes for about 10 or 15 minutes until she takes you into a clearing area. And then she stops and she says, "What did you think you were doing?"
Gary's gonna raise his hand and go, "Saving my friend."
That was incredibly foolish. Can't believe that you would
We
try.
had it well in hand, thank you.
I think we performed swimmingly.
I'm impressed that you are alive.
Thank you.
Not many people could say the same. And I know that you were valiant and honorable, or else you would not have gone after your friend. But I can't believe you did that. And she
It's kind of shrug.
I'll level with you. I really just went in for my coin collection, and then they grabbed Guy. And I like Guy. He was my first friend when we landed here, so I figured we should probably find him. But good news, I got my coin collection back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe pretty much all of you have the money that you had before the encounter back again.
Except for me, who has too much.
Yeah, you have 400 gold pieces worth of treasure on you. And you are I said you were at a quarter speed, but completely forgot after I said that, so none of that actually mattered. And it would be rude for me to apply a quarter movement speed now.
Do it.
Well, I appreciate that. I guess we could just pretend that this gold is lighter than most gold.
I think we'll do that for this time. You guys better find something to spend all your stupid amounts of gold on, because I've given you a lot of gold.
Ah, yes, in the middle of the rainforest.
Just gold.
Yeah.
So she takes you aside to a little clearing area, and she says, "I need to explain what's going on."
Yes, please. I am very confused.
says, I've been tracking you since you left Yanzaru for one reason. I was a wizard studying at the Temple of Savras, and I overheard you talking about Olu. And I need to make it to Olu. I've been wanting to go to Olu. And I figured you were my best bet, but you didn't know me, so I didn't want to frighten you off. However, once I saw you fall to the hypnotizing stare of the snake, I made it my mission to try to pull you out of that. I'm surprised you were able to wake up on your own. I didn't expect that. I thought
honestly, it was a really good carnival till the end.
I don't know what you mean by carnival, but you definitely did build some impressive structures out of stone.
Wait, does this mean that you know where my raft is?
Yeah, I can take you back to it.
Oh my god, please do.
My name's Cassandra.
Hello, Cassandra. My name is...
Hello, croissant.
Cassandra. Good try, though.
Chrysantra.
Are we changing her name? Chrysantra?
No, he's just mispronouncing it because she isn't human.
Oh, okay. She says, well, I may not be human, but you don't have to, make fun of me. Come on. No.
Nice to meet you. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, ma'am.
Yes. Call me Miss. I'm not that old.
Honestly, the furry one's kind of an ass.
Oh my gosh. She says, I should probably at least tell you what I am, because you've probably never seen anything like me before. I'm a genasi. So I'm a little different. Yes. So I try to keep most of it covered up with robes so that a lot of people don't see. There are some more inquisitive and very violent tendencies of some people towards those who look like me. So I'm generally careful. You notice that she's got what color robes? I think I said brown and white robes. Let me just give you my description that I wrote down. She's a youthful-looking woman with light blue tinted skin, silver blue hair reaching a few inches below her shoulders. Her ears have a slight point to them. She has sapphire eyes and is wearing a set of white and brown robes. She holds a staff in one hand, and strapped to her back is a light crossbow. She stands about 5 feet 4 inches tall, and she looks as if she isn't a day older than 25. She has a fair voice and speaks with the slight accent reminiscent of a British accent, apparently, is what I wrote. So I will have to incorporate that. But I am not going to try to do a woman's voice, because that is not happening.
So, a lightly British young woman's voice.
Yes.
This happens to sound like Dan.
So,
sound like me.
effectively, we're talking like Cup from Princess.
If she were an air genasi with blue skin and white hair, yes.
So nothing at all like Princess Buttercup, really.
Right.
Just in sound.
Okay. Petal, you have the cartographer's tools.
I do.
I think you probably know what I'm alluding to.
Yes. I would like to try to figure out where we are on the map and have her show us how to get back to our raft.
Okay. What's this?
Okay, guys, I got a quick question. Real talk here. We're not really that far into our journey. And we've already kind of had some interesting things happen. Who wants to go back to Nyanzaru and restock and, I don't know, take a hot bath or something?
Guy immediately raises his hand. I would very much like to go home, please.
Gary raises his hand like dejectedly, but still like very firmly.
Do you want to go back to Yanzaru?
I was just thinking it might be a good idea.
Probably is.
Yeah.
Put that there. There we go. So I called it Adder Cave. Basically, I said this before last session. The snake is an adder. It's a homemade NPC, and it's based off of a dragon. You basically just charged into like a dragon horde. Half of you managed to resist the spell on the treasure, which is incredible. Like, yeah. Speaking of which, actually, Cassandra's gonna say, by the way, you guys wouldn't happen to have any of that treasure on you, would you?
What you're talking about? Never seen any treasure before.
Because if I were you,
Gary covers his like money pouches.
I might want to get rid of whatever wasn't yours to begin with.
Excellent reason to go back to Yanzar.
Okay. I've heard that dragon treasure is not good to the people who take it. This is a warning to you. There's no way to tell what could happen, but something could happen. So.
I say we trade it for one really big thing, maybe. Just launder our gold for clean.
Rex? Can we buy a T-Rex? Please, guys.
You
Please.
absolutely could if you had enough money for it. They are for sale over there.
Oh,
How much is a T-Rex?
I would have to find out. I did say that a Triceratops was 500 gold.
Yo, hear me out. I got 400.
I got 100.
No.
We could launder our cursed gold, and and use that T-Rex or whatever to like have a good set of stuff.
Okay, so I've been able to give Gary a number, Zach a number, or Dajo a number, Zach a number, Eli a number. I don't think I told Elvira, because it sounded like she just wanted whatever she had to begin with. Is that right?
Elvira?
Yep.
Were you trying to steal Dragon Gold?
No. I
Yeah.
support y'all. Go get out.
Elvira just has her original.
Elvira, no, she's about to move on, left alone.
Smart.
Kind of likes it, Gamble.
Okay, so you have an actual number on how much gold you have. Great. So she says, "Well, I will take you back to your raft. It's probably only about 2 days journey back by raft. It'll take us a day to get back to the river, though."
Wait.
The navigator was the guide, which is Gary. So I'm going to have Gary do a roll. Also, you guys have not eaten, nor slept, nor drank any water. You are all sitting at 2 points of exhaustion because you're dehydrated. So you might want to resolve that.
I vote boat nap.
Yep. Sunbathing.
Yeah, let's resolve that now. Let's well, do we want to resolve that now, or do we want to get away from the Adder Cave and then have like a nice little sit down break?
I'd like to get back to the boat and then floating downriver before we start taking breaks.
Yeah, picnic on a boat sounds great.
Okay. That sounds fine. Go ahead and make your roll, Gary. It's just a d20. And I need to quickly refresh my memory on what I'm supposed to do, because there's a certain rule that I have to follow.
Ooh, that sucks. Yeah, I got a 4. Gary is extremely hungry and tired right now.
Actually, you're fine. That was the navigation roll. So, um, I mean, fine is relative. Um, so you, because of just your exhaustion and other similar criteria, you don't make it nearly as far as you think you were going to the first day. You only make it 5 miles. You were hoping to make it 10 and actually get back to the river tonight, but unfortunately, it looks like you're gonna have to stay the night in the middle of the jungle again. You're still a good 5 miles away from the river. You can try to go further, but you're going to take another point of exhaustion for basically overcoming dehydration, starvation, and lack of rest.
Gary's gonna like reach a point where he's just like kind of done. He's like, "All right, we're calling it. We're going to sleep. We're gonna eat. I need." He's gonna immediately ignore everything, go 40 feet up in the nearest tall tree, and start hanging his hammock.
Petal will do the same.
um, you guys do that, and Cassandra sets up her own tent and bedroll down on the ground, um, and she says, I'll keep watch for the first few hours. You folks look tired."
That's okay. Tavok and Buddy can keep watch.
Oh, good. Well, I'll still do it for a few hours, but at least I'll have some company.
Thank you, miss.
She says, "My pleasure. Get some rest. I'm sure you'll feel better in the morning." The night passes with very much nothing happening. I was going to say very little, but nothing happens. You wake up and you've all removed 1 point of exhaustion for getting a full night's rest, for a long rest.
So we're now only at 1 level of exhaustion?
1 level of exhaustion, yeah. So basically, the long and short of that, or the short of that is, whenever you make skill checks with points of exhaustion, you lose ability. It's harder to do checks. So that's the reason.
Where are the exhaustion levels on the...
It's kind of something you just need to write down, I think.
If you're on Beyond, it's under conditions.
Let's see. I think it's on one. It's either the second or third page, Eli. Which, by the
Level
way,
1 exhaustion.
Yes.
Those are rookie numbers.
Those are rookie numbers. Go ahead and make another navigation roll for me.
All right.
And these are based off of your survival checks, by the way.
I believe I have an 8.
Cool.
Plus whatever my survival skill is.
Your 8 gets you.
Looks like I do not have a survival skill, which does not make sense.
What doesn't make sense?
I have no points in survival, which seems like a poor choice on my part.
Oh, I was trying to think if I made a mistake, but I don't know. Let's see here. So you make it another 5 miles on land, and you encounter your raft after a little bit of searching. It takes you a little while to search. As you're searching, you start hearing the sound of gentle voices on the other side of the river, which at this point is a little bit narrow. It's maybe about 5 feet wider than your raft. So you when you're rafting down this, you have to be a little bit careful. It's definitely narrow, but basically, the point of bringing that up is you are close enough to the other bank that you actually hear people talking, and you see a group of several people walking. There's a mage and a priest and someone else you don't recognize. They're walking south, and they notice you. They're all Chultan humans, so they're that kind of cross between the Middle Eastern and African ethnicities. And they look at you and they say, "Good morrow."
Gary's gonna do his standard bow that's like a half bow, and then say the same thing, but he's gonna say good morning instead of good
someone in the jungle with manners. I'm amazed to find that out here.
Guy is also going to wave. Hello.
Hello there. What are
You said they're Chultan human?
Yeah, they're Chultan human.
Yeah, okay, so he will actually remove his little skull cap helmet when he does that. Only out of respect because they're somewhat human.
They recognize you now as a tabaxi. They say, "Ah, tabaxi."
Kind of like you tip your hat. That's basically what he's doing.
They bow. One of them bows in return. The priest does. He says, "Well, it was nice chatting. I must go."
Great, because Petal's like nonsense quota is filled up until he can get like,
Sure.
Petal hasn't had his coffee this morning.
Literally, this is what the dice gave me. It said you just run into another band of explorers. I was not expecting that to be an encounter. I thought it was going to be a fight. Kind of nice that it has that variety. But you're back at your raft, and you have half a day, and you can travel to Texas. I will briefly mark which way you've gone. So you've gone. If you get on the boat and you go today, you get that far. You managed to get that far. So let's see if I count that. It's 1, 2 more days till you get the edge of Yonzone. So, I'm running out of ideas for tonight, so I'm going to call it there.
Okay.